How's everybody doing today? Good. Well, you know, we're sort of excited for the game on Saturday. I know the players are excited. Spring practice is a great opportunity for a lot of players to make a significant amount of improvement, and we certainly had the opportunity to do that this year. You know, we had quite a few guys that were out for the spring or got hurt in the spring, which created opportunities to give other people a lot of reps. Some of those people will still be out for this game, but you know, I think that this is an opportunity for some guys to get out there and play in a game-like situation, which it's our philosophy to try to make this as much a game-like situation. And we do it a little different than a lot of people in that, you know, the first defense is and the second offense make up a team, and the first offense and the second defense make up a team. So the ones play against the ones and twos play against the twos for the most part. We're a little bit thin at some positions. So that makes it even more difficult, but gives everybody an opportunity. And, you know, when you split up the squad and have a draft, it's a lot of fun, but sometimes you get some mismatches that are difficult and can make it hard for other players to play well. So we're kind of going to stick with this format. Now, we did draft the rest of the coaches and the support staff and all that to make up the teams. As you well know, it's our tradition to have a, you know, steak and beans dinner on Monday, which the members of the media that we have that we invite to be coaches never come to, especially if they're on the team that lost. So I have yet to see a media person in 8 years go eat beans, and the guys that get steaks come and eat steaks. So, you know, if you want to be on a team, you got to make a commitment to the team. And, you know, be there good and bad, thick and thin. You got to be there with your team. You know, I always like to tell the story. You know, we had a guy at LSU that was a coach, and it came down to kicking an onside kick, and he wanted me to make the decision. And I said, "You're the coach, you make it. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to ask you about it in the press conference." He didn't like that too much. So I had to make the decision for him. But, you know, we're looking forward to this game. The players are looking forward to it. You know, A-Day is a tremendous tradition here and a fantastic day for our fans, our players. There's a lot of tradition that goes on around here, whether it's, you know, the captains at Denny Chimes, the game itself. We have lots of recruits here. So to have the great response that we've had in support with a great crowd there has been something that our players really, really appreciate. And if you have the opportunity, you know, come and support our players. You know, these guys work hard year-round just about to try to have the kind of team, the kind of program that a lot of people can be proud of. And this is an opportunity for a lot of fans to come and see our team, but it's also a chance for you to come and support our team. And I think this has been a tremendous asset to our program, the way A-Day has, you know, turned out for us in the past. And I know that it impresses a lot of people when we have that kind of support and that kind of response. So for those that are coming out, we certainly do appreciate it. You know, we've got quite probably more guys out, you know, for this game than we've had in the past, which again creates an opportunity for some other players to play. You're always a little thin in the spring without having, you know, the entire freshman class with you, but, you know, Jonathan Allen, Ryan Anderson, Cam Sims, Denzel Duvall, Cyrus Jones, Ashawn Robinson, who probably could play if we were having a game, but we're going to be real cautious with that one. Brandon Kennedy, Buddy Pale, Bo Scarborough, and, you know, Hootie Jones is questionable with an ankle sprain that he got in the last scrimmage. So, you know, we've got quite a few guys out in this game, but as I said before, it's a great opportunity for some other guys to show what they can do and get out there and play and get some game-like experience.
Hey, Coach, I just want to see, how is Ardarius Stewart doing during the course of the spring, and do you think it's fair to say at this point that the combination of Ardarius, Chris, and then Robert Foster, that they're kind of separating as the top three guys?
Well, you know, we're pleased with the progress that these guys have made during the course of the spring. You know, young players have to mature. Part of maturity is understanding the importance of paying attention to detail, playing with great intangibles all the time, playing hard, finishing plays. These are things that, you know, when guys learn how to do, they become really, really consistent performers, and that's something that we worked hard on with our receiver group. They've made progress. I still think there's room to grow, you know, in that area. You know, with these guys, we certainly like their ability. Those guys will be the guys that play, you know, with the starting or white offense tomorrow, which is the first team basically. Other than quarterback, we don't really have a first-team quarterback, and we got to put some guys on both teams. And I think, you know, when it comes to that position, we're putting the guys on the team so that we feel like they can get the most. How can we get them the best reps, and how can we play them where they get reps? That's the number one goal from a quarterback standpoint. So, you know, we feel like there's a lot of competition at receiver, and I think there's some opportunity for the young guys that are coming into the fall to make a contribution at that position as well. That's an area of our team that I think we need to continue to improve on.
Nick, a lot of players have mentioned that the offense has kind of gone no huddle a little bit in the spring and gone quicker with the pace. Can you kind of explain the thought process there?
Well, you know, if you guys continue to get quotes from players about other players, then we're going to not talk to players anymore. You know, that's number one, all right, because I don't think players should be asked to make comments about other players. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm just making a general statement here, all right, because I read things in a newspaper that articles getting written, and the quotes are about other players commenting about other players. And I don't really think that's a good thing for anyone. And I don't think it's real good that anybody would ask another player about another player. So you can ask about the team, you can ask about the offense. We went no huddle the whole year last year. All right, so going no huddle in the spring is really nothing new. I think that we tried to tweak some things in terms of how we do it so that we might be a little more efficient. But that would be about the only thing that I would be able to say would be different.
With the way the offense is kind of dialed back a little bit more vanilla in the 8A game, does it almost give the defense an advantage to maybe look better in this game than the offense would?
Well, you know, the defense is dialed back too. You know, they don't have any pressures. They don't have any blitzes. They play 3 coverages. I mean, the goal is to have a game where players know what they're doing and they can execute. And we certainly don't want to show what we're doing or what we've done any different in the spring in the A-Day game, which is on TV, which everybody gets a copy of, to help our opponents. All right, so I wouldn't agree that that's the case at all. You know, that the defense is very simple in the game. The offense is fairly simple, so that the players have to get back to blocking, tackling, and executing the plays, and that determines who has success in the game. So I don't agree with that at all.
I know you always talk about wanting to have 10 offensive linemen in the 2 deep. Have you seen that second 5 sort of step up and grow this ring?
You know, I think that, you know, we have sort of segments of players. You know, we have 4 or 5 players that we feel like can probably are about ready to play winning football in the offensive line. All right, then we have probably 4 or 5 more players who certainly need to continue to improve to be able to make the kind of progress that they could be that they could play winning football in the offensive line. And I think we've got work to do there, and we've got to make progress, you know, in that area. A lot of it comes down to guys don't have a lot of experience. They're young players. You know, look, offensively we lost a lot of players. So the players that are coming in the fall are also going to get a chance to compete at all these positions. And, you know, the depth chart is by no means set in terms of any position on the field, and we're going to give lots of people an opportunity to contribute, and they're going to get opportunities in the fall, and these guys are going to have to continue to compete to hold their position, you know, just about on every position on our team.
I know you don't dwell on the past, but I wonder, have you used the Ohio State game as like motivation for your front seven on defense? Because you guys have played some really, really good run defense in the past. Have you used that game at all as motivation?
Well, we
for your
played good run defense in that game, except for 2 or 3 big plays. You know, we're not used to having 85-yard runs and another 59-yard run or whatever. But if you take those 2 plays out, you know, we played pretty well in that game against a really good team, a really good back, a really good offensive line. So you got to be careful how you look at the statistical information. You know, there's 2 things. All right, did you really play bad? Were you getting 7, 8, 10 yards on you because you couldn't stop them? All right, or if you looked at, all right, what's the efficiency of the consistency? You know, same thing with plays on offense. If you run the play 10 times and you make 1 yard a carry, and then on the 11th time you gain 85 yards. So if you take the average, it looks like a really successful play. If you look at the efficiency of the play, it's not really very good at all. So, you know, is the 85-yard run an outlier in terms of how you